For most guys that I've seen in game, whether the girl likes them or not, it seems to come down to a bit of chance. Like a lot of guys, if they get a good open and things are going well, they're able to carry it through. Or a lot of guys can do a bunch of approaches and find the one girl that likes them. And then, if there's the attraction there, then maybe they can carry it through, all right? But most guys have a very hard time manufacturing attraction. Most guys, even guys who are good at game, if they're in a platonic conversation, have a difficult time creating that attraction. Beyond that, a lot of guys, if they start off with some level of attraction in the interaction and then it goes platonic, they have trouble getting it back. Okay, so what I'm gonna talk to you about right now is what I call plotline, and what it literally is manufacturing attraction. Okay, taking an interaction where there isn't necessarily sexual chemistry, there isn't necessarily sexual attraction or sexual attention, and actually injecting that into it. And injecting it into it in a way that's not just like some cheesy punchline or cheesy one-liner push-pull that you did, but it's a theme that runs through the entirety of the interaction. Okay, it's a very, very powerful thing. It's something that actually people kind of understood. Some people, the advanced guys, understood it early on when game was very technical and formulaic. But as we move toward a more natural style of game, it's something that's really been lost in the shuffle, and almost nobody knows how to do it nowadays, except for the guys that were gaming back then. All right, again, plotline. And the way I want you to think about this is think of a movie. Think of the interaction between you and the girl as though it's a movie playing out, as though it's like a romantic comedy. And if you look at romantic comedies, they follow a few set scripts, right? So it's like, boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl, right? Or a lot of times it's two people are put in a situation where they have some kind of conflict, right? Maybe they're in conflicting companies or conflicting sports teams, or maybe they end up in a car crash early on and there's this animosity or whatever. And then as they're forced to interact with each other, it becomes clear to the audience that they kind of are right together, the chemistry is good, and we all kind of crossing our fingers hoping they get together, okay? This is the plot line of that movie. Most guys in their interactions have no plot line. They just have a bunch of disjointed little one-liners or things they said or things they did or attempts to get physical or whatever. But there's no underlying theme. There's no story. And having a story in the girl's head is enormous, okay? It's so valuable for so many reasons. Think again about the female dilemma, all right? The female dilemma is that she wants to have sex, she wants to get good genes, but she can't seem slutty, she can't be judged by society, that sort of a thing. So if the storyline in her head is, this guy wanted to pick me up and fuck me, and then he did it, that makes her look like a slut. But if there's a good story, our eyes met, at first we didn't like each other, and then, we came together, and then we came together, right? And then, there's this good, sort of plot line going throughout. There's a good story she can tell her friends, a good narrative. Now she's not slutty. It also makes it more beautiful for her, and the sexual tension makes it more exciting for her, okay? So we're gonna talk about that idea. But the big thing is, it's like a movie, okay? And in a movie, if the movie didn't have a plot, you wouldn't watch it. If you went to a movie and the movie is there's a bunny bouncing on a rainbow with soft children's music going for 2 hours, you'd be like, oh God, shoot me in the head, right? But if I was there's aliens that are gonna come and blow up the world and humanity's gonna be on the brink of extinction, and at the same time there's these two people who are childhood friends who are drawn together in this romantic, you're give me some popcorn and let me get in that theater, right? So you want to create a good plot line. You want to create something interesting. And the point is that good plot line has a little bit of drama, it has a little bit of tension to it, and it has some underlying theme. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the upcoming videos, but that's the idea of creating a plot line in your interactions.